Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Pascal Ibgui brags he's the star of Golden Bachelorette. Pascal Ibgui didn't win Joan Vasso's heart on the Golden Bachelorette, but he bragged on social media that he was the star of the show. Keep reading to find out what he said. Bachelor Nation fans doubt he was on show for the right reasons. Joan Vassos chose Pascal Ibgui, Gansert, and Chalk Chapel as her final three suitors. She had overnight dates planned with all three of her final men, though she forbade beds from the fantasy suites. But she was shocked and hurt when Pascal made the decision to leave the show before his fantasy suite date. He told her that he wasn't in love with her. Pascal later apologized for the harsh way he dumped Joan. Did he even join the show to find love? That's what many Bachelor Nation fans were asking after his self-elimination. One viewer took to Reddit with speculation that Pascal Ibgui was only on there. I personally think he dates younger women and not his age, so Joan wasn't the one for him. I knew something was off from the beginning, and I'm pretty sure he's a narcissist. He planned to come on the show for notoriety, his business or to become the next Golden Bachelor. I honestly don't think Pascal realized how seriously people take the show. I'm sure even he was surprised that he got as far as he did, considering he was pretty upfront that his feelings weren't particularly strong. Pascal always reminded me of Thuresian from Sex and the City, totally into himself and no one else. I think he did this for exposure to younger women and maybe social media/business. Joan was too old for Pascal. He asked for the age range to be lowered. He was just there for vibes and to promote himself and his business. Pascal Ibgui said he would happily be the next Golden Bachelor if the show made a few changes, including casting younger women. He also suggested that they should all be from the Chicago area because he won't move for love. The salon owner, 69, wowed fans with his diva-like behavior while on The Bachelorette. He took to his Instagram earlier this week to brag that he was the star of the show. He shared a photo of an engraved award a friend gave him that proclaimed Pascal the star of Golden Bachelorette. Do you think fame has gone to Pascal's head? Hashtag Pascal Ibgui brags he's the star of Golden Bachelorette. Pascal Ibgui leaned back in his chair, the Los Angeles sunshine bouncing off his perfectly tailored linen suit. His signature grin, the one that made half of America swoon and the other half roll their eyes, was plastered across his face. He had just finished another day of filming for the Golden Bachelorette, and he was in full charm mode. "Let's be real," he said, swirling his cappuccino like a sommelier assessing a rare vintage. "I am the reason people tune in." Pascal had entered the competition as an undeniable wild card. With his French-Moroccan heritage, suave demeanor, and flair for the dramatic, he stood out in a sea of more subdued gentlemen vying for the affection of Marjorie, the titular Golden Bachelorette. Marjorie, a 64-year-old retired art curator from Chicago, was the epitome of elegance and warmth, but even her magnetic presence was no match for Pascal's ability to command attention. Hashtag a flashy entrance. From the moment Pascal stepped out of the limo on night one, he made it clear that he wasn't just there to find love or open his heart, as the other contestants claimed. Instead, he was there to make an impression. Dressed in a midnight blue velvet tuxedo, he carried a single red rose, which he handed not to Marjorie, but to the show's host, Jess Palmer. "For you," he said with a dramatic bow, his French accent thick enough to butter a croissant, because even the host deserves some romance. The gesture was playful, unexpected, and quintessential Pascal. It immediately set the internet abuzz. Memes of Pascal offering roses to random objects, lampposts, puppies, even a slice of pizza, flooded social media. Within hours, he had become the face of the Golden Bachelorette. Hashtag the confessional king. Pascal's confidence spilled into his on-camera confessionals, where he treated every interview like a TED talk on his own greatness. "Marjorie is a sophisticated woman," he declared during episode 2, smoothing his salt and pepper hair. "She deserves a man who understands fine art, fine wine, and of course, fine company. That man, natural element, is me." While the other contestants talked about their shared experiences with Marjorie, stargazing, paddleboarding, or bonding over a mutual love of jazz, Pascal used his airtime to wax poetic about his own charm. "Did you see how she laughed at my joke tonight?" he said after a group date. "That is the laugh of a woman who knows she is in the presence of greatness." Even when Marjorie shared touching moments with other suitors, Pascal was quick to dismiss them. "Oh, she danced with Jerry by the fire," he scoffed. "That is cute, but passion, chemistry, that only happens with me." The other contestants react. Pascal's antics didn't sit well with his competitors. Jerry, a retired firefighter with a heart of gold, tried to take the high road. Pascal's, confident, he said diplomatically during a group confessional. "But I think Marjorie will see through all that showmanship eventually." Others were less forgiving. Frank, a no-nonsense accountant from Nebraska, openly called Pascal a peacock. "All he does is strut around and talk about himself," Frank grumbled after Pascal interrupted his one-on-one time with Marjorie to recite a sonnet he had written just that morning. "This isn't the Pascal show, it's about Marjorie." But Pascal thrived on the drama. "Ah, Frank," he said with a dismissive wave when asked about the criticism. "He is like a pencil, necessary, but boring." Winning over Marjorie. Despite, or perhaps because of, his polarizing personality, Pascal managed to captivate Marjorie. He had a knack for making every moment feel grand. On a dinner date in Paris, the show's first international destination, he arranged for a private violinist to serenade them. When Marjorie mentioned her love of Impressionist paintings, Pascal surprised her with a private tour of the Musée d'Orsay, complete with his own colorful commentary. "You see, Marjorie," he said, gesturing to Monet's Water Lilies, "this painting is like our connection, layered, beautiful, and timeless." Marjorie, visibly charmed, admitted in a confessional that Pascal's theatrical nature made her feel seen in a way I haven't felt in years. Social media frenzy. Meanwhile, the internet couldn't get enough of Pascal. His fan base, self-dubbed Team Pascal, grew exponentially with each episode. Viewers loved to hate, or hate to love, his over-the-top persona. "Pascal is the villain we didn't know we needed," one fan tweeted. "He's like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, but somehow likable." Others weren't so kind. "If Pascal says the word passion one more time, I'm throwing my TV out the window," read another tweet. Pascal, of course, reveled in the attention. "People talk about me because I am unforgettable," he said during a live watch party. "That is the price of being a star." The showdown. As the season progressed, it became clear that Pascal was headed for the finale, but his path wasn't without obstacles. A dramatic argument with Frank during the penultimate episode led to one of the most explosive moments in Golden Bachelorette history. "You think you're better than everyone here," Frank shouted, jabbing a finger in Pascal's direction. "Better? No," Pascal replied, his voice calm but cutting. "Simply different, and Marjorie deserves different." The confrontation divided fans further, with some praising Pascal's composure and others accusing him of arrogance. The final. When the finale aired, millions tuned in to see if Pascal's self-assuredness would win him Marjorie's heart. In a plot twist no one saw coming, Marjorie admitted that while she adored Pascal's charisma, she felt a deeper emotional connection with Jerry. "Pascal, you brought excitement and laughter into my life," she said during the final rose ceremony. "But I need something steady, something real. And that's Jerry." For a moment, Pascal's confident facade seemed to crack, but ever the showman, he recovered quickly. "Marjorie, my dear," he said, kissing her hand, "you have chosen well, and I will always be grateful for the moments we shared." The aftermath. In true Pascal fashion, he turned his rejection into an opportunity. Within weeks, he announced plans to write a memoir titled Le Star, Life Lessons from the Golden Bachelorette. Rumors swirled about him being cast in another reality show, and his Instagram following continued to climb. When asked about his time on the show during a late-night interview, Pascal simply smiled. "I may not have won Marjorie's heart," he said, "but I won America's attention, and mon ami, that is the greatest prize of all."